Oh, hello there. Hey, I'm just trying to get my other phone ready. Alright, already 8 views. That's more than I actually expected. Um, I wanna have something so I can actually read the comments. Well, my day's going pretty good so far. What about you? Monopos Monoposaurus. Am I pronouncing it right? Alright, I'll just have to alright, what I'm gonna try to do is actually I'm gonna try to draw a very quick dinosaur. I'm not gonna do it detailed like what I usually do. I'm just gonna try and keep it short. All right. So yeah, I'm just really trying to experiment with this because I saw a couple of other drawing channels go live, and I just figured it has been a couple of days since I last uploaded a drawing, so let's do a live stream. And by the way, the camera I'm using is a little bit, it's not as good quality as the camera that I usually use, so might be a little bit less quality. Alright, so this should be fine for now. So I'm gonna try and get a reference photo. Alex Jar, yeah, I remember you. Um, this is a mechanical pencil, and I think it has about a pencil. Monoloposaurus. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly get a reference. Alright. Yeah, it's really taking me a while. I'm really sorry. So, I actually haven't heard of the Monoloposaurus. And I'm sorry for the background noises that you guys are probably hearing right now. Because I've got two dogs. And one is kind of in a small cage because I can't put them together. So uh, yeah, at night when I'm drawing or when I'm just sitting on my room and gaming a little bit, I put them in that cage so they can't harm each other. So I'm just quickly trying to get, alright. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna draw the Monoloposaurus first. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't really um, I can't read every comment because I don't really know how to get them back or anything. But I'll try to read them. All right. So first we want to start with his hip, and his hip is actually over here. Let's draw a circle like that. And I'm first gonna try to use a different kind of pencil. This is a 1.0 millimeter tip, and it's also an HB. It's a little bit better for sketching. Alright, and then his rib cage would be about over here. So what you can see over here is kind of his spine going like this, and then his rib cage would be attached to it. And then over here would be like a lot of muscle, and there would be a bone over there. So that's actually how you can know how to draw the proportions and stuff, and the kind of right shapes of the body. I'm trying to read everything, but I'm also trying to draw it, so it's kind of hard to do both. Shoutouts. Someone is asking for shoutouts. I'll probably do a different shoutout video for people that I believe really deserve a shoutout, because there are a lot of people that do not have a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, while they are pretty good at drawing and they have pretty good content as well. So yeah, I'll probably do a different shoutout video, but I'm not gonna do any shoutouts on on the stream yet. Gonna make this a little bit bigger, and then his tail would go like this. Maybe this would be a little bit higher as well. And his leg would have to be a lot more muscular. And he's actually running, and he has a very long, slender tail. And then the other leg would be like this. And then you would have his arms kind of going like this. I'm not sure what the quality of the stream is, and I'm not sure if you guys can really see. Let's see. Something went wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what goes wrong really. I think it's just my equipment. I don't really have a lot of good equipment to do these kind of things. So that's his second foot. So yeah, like I was saying, there are a lot of people that really deserve a shout out, because they have really good content, and they I think they really deserve kind of a shout out. but I'm gonna do that maybe later, not right now. So he has a bit of padding underneath his fingers. And then the third one would be about over there, you can't really see it. Who's yelling? And then let's first actually go to his neck. Alright. Golden Master was yelling, alright? And you really love Monoloposaurus. Well, let's first just get to his neck, because he has a very long, distinct kind of neck, because most of the dinosaur bodies are kind of the same, I would say. There are just a few details, for example, how slender they are and how long their tails are, that really make them look a little bit different. But most of the dinosaurs, what make them really stand out the way that they look are their necks and their distinct heads. So he has a very long neck actually. His neck is about the same length as from here to there. So I'm gonna try to kind of replicate that and then try and get a head attached to it. Let's see. So we're first gonna draw the simple shape of his head, which would be about like this. Something like this, I guess. And then he has a crest like the Dilophosaurus kind of, I would say. And it's a little bit more back there. And then it kind of goes like this. And then I guess this is a place for his eyebrow. We could make a line like that. And a kind of circle for where we want to place his eye. And his nose would be about over here. A little bit higher than you would expect. The shape of his mouth goes like this. All the way back till over there it has a curve going this way. And then his bottom jaw is very slender and very, well, it doesn't look like he has much going on there. And then we just draw the muscles of his neck. I guess that would be the basic sketch for the Monoloposaurus. Correct me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Alright, so we still need to get this hand in. So we're gonna do it the same way as the other one. And you kind of wouldn't be able to see the third one. Alright, and now I'm gonna switch to a well, it's not a darker pencil, I guess, but the tip is a lot finer, a lot more tiny, so there's a lot more pressure on a smaller surface. Well, actually the same amount of pressure, but on a smaller surface, which make it kind of look a little bit darker. Sinoceratops. Yeah, I can try to draw it. Well, you could do it however you like. Actually, the neck, I was gonna get a few bumps up there, but you don't really have to do that. You can just get a few lines going on there. Maybe a couple of spikes everywhere. It's just like how you prefer to draw it. And yeah, by the way, the reason that why I'm using a different camera is because I can record for a lot longer with this camera. I think I can record for a lot longer with this camera than the other one. So uh, yeah, I still have to fix the problem of the camera not being well, the camera kind of overheating, but I haven't fixed it yet, so I'm sorry. So now you just go over it and make it look a little bit darker. And he kind of has this toe in a of his toes in a angle. Because of the way that he's running. Wait a minute, what's going on in the chat, guys? I'm trying to read it, but it's a little bit hard for me to catch everything because my mobile phone is actually a little bit higher, so I have to sit up to actually read the comments. Alright, so yeah, then you just what's going on, guys? My favorite dinosaur would be, I think it would be the Diplodocus, because when I was a kid, I saw a documentary of dinosaurs, and they kind of showed the Diplodocus as one of the biggest sauropod dinosaurs and stuff, and I really like the design and everything. So that's why I think that my favorite dinosaur would be the Diplodocus. I could actually do a tutorial about the Diplodocus if you guys want me to. Everyone please leave a like on this video. Thank you. Uh, yeah, sometimes I seem to get a lot of views, but there aren't a lot of likes. But it's not the worst thing, because I get like a 99% like ratio on my videos. So I guess that's pretty good. I also don't really get a lot of dislikes, so I don't dislike that, if you know what I mean. And then let's just get in his eye. And uh, if you want to draw your dinosaurs, I guess if you want to draw your dinosaurs a little bit more accurate, you will have to make the eye a lot more round instead of, uh, well, the shape that I usually draw, because dinosaurs would be more related to birds, so the eyes of birds are a lot rounder. Let's see how those... There's a very strange shape going on over here, I must say. Shape like that, and then this shape actually goes like this, and then his nose would be over there, and we could draw a little bit of shadow up in there. And get this line a little bit darker as well. Spinotoraptor. What do you mean with Spinotoraptor? Spinodoraptor, or I'm not sure. Well, that's why I'm doing this. If you have any questions on how to draw something, or I mean dinosaur related, of course, just let me know and I'll try to do my best. Yeah, I guess that we are about finished with this drawing. We could actually get the rib cage in. A couple of more lines to get a little bit more detail, but not too much. You could even get a kind of stripe pattern in if you really like to. How do you know to... Well, I really don't know how long the tail is supposed to be. It's just what I usually like to do is look at the size of the dinosaur itself, and then kind of make an estimation to how much weight there would be in the rest of his body, and try to make his tail, make it look like his tail has the same kind of weight in it as the rest of the dinosaur, because the tail would have been used uh, to balance the dinosaur. Normally what I do is make the tail just as long as uh, the rest of the dinosaur, because yeah, in proportion wise it looks like most of the tails of dinosaurs are just as long as the rest of his body. In some cases the tail is a little bit longer, but that makes it a little bit slender as well, a little bit more slender, because if the tail was too heavy, the dinosaur would actually have trouble to balance. Right, so this drawing would be considered done. Let's move on to the next one, and let's see, I think it was the Sinoceratops that I promised to draw. And a ceratopsian is a little bit harder, because it's not something that I draw every day, if you know what I mean. Sino. Let's see. Okay. So this ceratopsian looks like it is pretty heavy, but still it still looks like it is pretty athletic as well. So we need to pay attention to that. Do you ever have a type of dinosaur you have a habit of drawing and drew? I'm not sure how to bring. Oh wait, I think. Um, I don't know how to bring back the chat. I still have to kind of experiment with it a little bit, and it's not working out for me right now. Uh, Wait, I'll just uh, let's see. I'll just go to YouTube on my other phone, and I will take a look at what your question was again. Alright, Dinosaur. Do you ever have a type of dinosaur you have a habit of drawing? I drew theropods all the time, but animals like ceratopsians and hadrosaurs, I will have trouble. Um, yeah. What I normally did, I'll just, uh, yeah, I'll just quickly show it. What I normally did at school and stuff, what I really like to do is kind of do drawings like this. Normally I would just do a circle for the head, and I'm not gonna try to do it accurate at all, but I'm just gonna show you how I used to draw dinosaurs. So this is basically the type of dinosaur that I used to draw at school, and it's a Tyrannosaurus head, but it's not uh, accurate at all. And now I know, by the way, that the eye is all the way. You would say it's about the same height as his nose, because he still has to be able to kind of look beyond this ridge. I used to draw his eye up there. But yeah, this is actually the typical dinosaur that I drew at school. And when I started drawing different dinosaurs and different proportions, um, I I did have trouble at first, but then when well, for example, what I did was I drew in a back, and over here would be his leg. That's what I guessed back then. I'm not sure if you can still see it. And then I just drew in his leg and then his arm, which went like this. A claw over there, and that's how I used to draw it. But then I didn't really pay attention to the shapes and to the proportions that uh, you normally have to use on your dinosaur to make it look good. For example, now I know that you have a rib cage, you have a hip section, you have a shoulder section, and then you have a neck section, and on top of that neck would be the head of the dinosaur that you're drawing. And I'll show you a little bit better. And then you have the tail, which would be about the same length as this part over there, so it would be attached to that. Something like that. And then his femur would be about, it would kind of stop just underneath the rest of his body. And then this bone would be, well, depends on the dinosaur that you're drawing, but it would be about the same length or a little bit longer or shorter than this bone. And then you would draw everything else. So that's actually the way to get the proportions right that you really, yeah, if you really want to try to make something look accurate. But I'll just get into Sinoceratops. Um, yeah, Jackson Draws. This is indeed my first stream ever. So I'll just have to get my reference photo back. What do you mean? Do you want me to talk about something else? Alright, so to start with the Sinoceratops, we would have his hip over here. Yeah, I'll try the live stream a little bit more if you really like it. Alright. And alright, so this would be his hip. And then he has a very, very big rib cage over here. And of course there would be a bone going like this and like this, so something like that. And then his tail goes down. He has a very short tail compared to a lot of dinosaurs. And we can always make it a little bit longer, of course, later on. And we want to draw his femur, I guess it's called the femur. And alright, so on this dinosaur, this bone is shorter than this one. So that would be one leg. So we're just gonna draw it the same way that we would draw a theropod dinosaur. But the bottom of his foot would be a little bit different, have a different kind of shape, and it might actually be a little bit too slender, his whole leg and stuff, but yeah, it's okay for now. I'm not really used to drawing ceratopsians, I'm sorry. So the other leg goes like this, and you would only see this area. And then his front limbs are a little bit shorter, so that's why his back is kind of angled a little bit down. He does have a pretty long neck to compared to what you would expect on a ceratopsian dinosaur. So I'm gonna erase this, by the way, because I'm really not happy with the way it turns out. I'm just gonna draw it like this, very slender foot, but that's okay for now. So again, now we would need his shoulder over here. He has very powerful shoulder muscles because he's walking on all fours. And then a bone from over here, a little bit more straighter down, I guess, goes like that. Then it goes like this, and then like that. And then you can kind of draw the muscles on there. So as you can see, he has very strong muscles on his hind legs, but well, the muscles are strong as it on his front limbs as well, but just a little bit more slender and everything. More, it's not as big. Then this foot goes like, or this bone goes like this, and it goes like this, kind of angled a little bit down, but I do have to draw in his uh, shoulder muscle. Alright, something like this. I'm not really happy with how it turned out, but I'll just have to live with it for now. Normally I would take a lot more time to look at the proportions and stuff and to make it look a lot better, but right now I'm just trying to do it as quickly as I can to move on to the next dinosaur. Alright, so like I said, he has a very long neck, longer than you would probably expect on a ceratopsian. And then his crest would be like this. And let's see, we're just gonna draw basic shapes to draw it right, because I don't want this to look very very bad, if you know what I mean. His bottom jaw is over there, and then he has a spike up there. And then I wanna get the shape of his head in properly. So here would be his eyebrow, and let's draw a little bit more angled down, and maybe a little bit of a longer snout as well. You would have a lot of shadow over there. So yeah, for example, I often don't get the proportions right either. But normally when I am at when I have a case like this, I would normally just erase his head and do it again. But I'm trying to give as many people a chance to have their request drawn as I can. So I'm not gonna erase it too much. So I'm just gonna get a little bit more detail at some places so that it looks a little bit more polished, but it really I think his head is a little bit too tiny. I think his head is supposed to be a little bit bigger and stuff, and yeah, compared to his neck, his head is a little bit too small. And then there would be a lot of these spikes up there, and then just drawing his eye as a big circle with a dot or a kind of a stripe like that. And then just darkening this part just a tiny little bit. So yeah, I guess we're gonna move on to the next one. I really don't like how this one turned out, but yeah, all right. You're welcome. So I just have to take a look in the chat again to see the dinosaurs that you guys requested. Well, I'm just gonna ask it again. What dinosaur would you like to see? A mosasaurus. Wait. Alright. I'm gonna draw a mosasaurus and then I'm gonna draw a carnotaurus. I'll just have to get kind of a different drawing that I can use as a reference. Alright, I'm just gonna use something that I drew a couple of months ago. So it's just the same as with every dinosaur right now, but we're gonna start with the rib cage. Yeah, after this I'm gonna draw Carnotaurus. And oh, wait a second. I have to recharge my phone. I can do that while streaming, I guess. I hope so. And it's, yeah, alright, it works. Alright, so we're gonna start drawing a shape for his rib cage, like this. Just kind of a circle, but not, well, it's oval shaped. And then a very long, and it stopped recording again. I'm not sure why it keeps doing that. I'm sorry. Alright, so yeah, this is the oval for his hip, and then his tail would be attached to this. And oh, yeah, I'm not sure if my camera will keep shutting off because I'm using a different camera right now, but I'm not sure if it will stop recording. And I saw that Jackson Draws just commented that he had to go, so see you later, Jackson Draws. And yeah, so if it keeps doing this, I'll have to stop the live stream. And yeah, I'll try to stream another time, and well, I'll just we'll just have to see what happens. So a very long tail shape like this, and let's see if you can actually see everything. And then he has a strange shaped fin. I think it's a fin, at least, like this. And then this tail comes back. I don't think you can see everything. And we have a belly over here because those dinosaurs were they had a lot of fat in their bodies, so that's probably um, what you have to pay attention to, because um, yeah, like lizards or I mean reptiles are mostly of the time very slender and stuff, but marine reptiles might have had a lot of fat, so that's what we do need to take into consideration. So that's one fin, and then the other one would kind of go like this, just like the normal uh, dinosaur. Let's make that one a little bit bigger, and then, well, you would be able to see a little bit of overlapping muscle over there, but not too much. And then his neck would be about this long, I guess. And then we could draw his head onto his neck. And his head is pretty simple, you just draw a shape like this. And that's supposed to be his head. So over here you would have a bump like that. And a lot of fat going on there. His snout would be not as pointy as we have it right now. And then his jaw kind of goes like this and like that. And then his bottom jaw, of course, would go like this. His eye would be about over, let's see, about over here, I guess. So we can just draw a very big rounded eye. And then his nose would be over there. And now I'm just drawing some more bumps, and I don't want it to look too smooth. And I'm not sure how to focus the camera correctly. I guess it's focused a lot better right now. And his tail would have to be very smooth. And this would kind of be a fin. So I guess this is basically how you can draw a mosasaurus real quick. And let's get his jawline in a little bit better. And yeah, let's get a couple of lines going on like this. Kind of a Jurassic Park style mosasaurus again. Because a lot of scary dinosaurs that you would see in Jurassic Park would have those kind of details on their snouts. So you would have a hole that goes like this. I'm not gonna draw it into detail, and one over there. just gonna put a little bit shadow over there and make two highlights in the eye. Try to darken the top part of it and kind of do something like this. And there you have a Mosasaurus. Alright, so now it is time for the Carnotaurus. And I think this will be my last drawing before I'm gonna end the stream, because this is really supposed to be a kind of me testing out how everything works and the best ways that I can stream, I guess. Alright, so it was, I guess it was Vito04 who requested this. I'm not sure. I really quickly have to look for a reference photo. Let's see. Just really quickly have to find the right kind of reference so I don't have to mess around too much with the proportions. Okay, so this is again a Jurassic World kind of style Carnotaurus. So for the Carnotaurus, we're gonna start with his hip again, and it's a very large but pretty slender, I would say, dinosaur. So this would be his hip, and then he has a rib cage that kind of goes like this. A classic meat-eating dinosaur with a very large rib cage. And then his tail goes something like this. Maybe I made his tail a little bit too long, so I'm just gonna cut it out a little bit. Cut it off. And then he has very slender but long legs, I would say. But still very muscular as well. So we still have 4 people watching, which is great. Thanks for still watching. And then 2 toes that you can see right now. And well, let's say this one is kind of over here. He's trying to walk, doing something like that. I'm just really trying to get the right kind of pose for it. You mean, do you mean that I like that style? Because I do really like the Jurassic Park styled dinosaurs. So that's his ankle. Kind of looks a little bit like a bird, but I'm not gonna pay too much attention to the pose. Because normally this foot would have to be a little bit more back, because the weight would be divided a little bit better, I guess. And his arms are very, very tiny. Well, let's just draw it like this. And a shoulder muscle over there. Rib cage like this. And then you would have to, well, you can't really see the other one, by the way. Let's draw it with a opened kind of open mouth. So the way you draw the Carnotaurus head is very simple. You just draw a almost triangular shape for the head. Only the tip of his nose, the tip of his snout would be a little bit different. And you just put a horn on top of it. And we're gonna make this horn very large. And let's give it an opened kind of jaw. So the Carnotaurus would actually have a very small head compared to the rest of his body. His eye would be about over here. And there would be another kind of indentation over there, and one goes like this. His nose would be over there. And then you just see a lot of tiny teeth. And a membrane. So yeah, again, normally when you're drawing a pose like this leg is supposed to be a little bit farther back, like over here. Well, I could try to draw it better, I guess. But I'll just have to erase it, and it will look a lot less good. So this would be on an angle like this. It would look a lot more like this. Ankle over there. So it would kind of look a lot more like this. And I messed up this part. Let's just erase the lines that we don't need anymore. So it will kind of look a lot better. So it looks a little bit better already, in my opinion. And if you want to do a Jurassic Park style Carnotaurus, you do have to put a lot of um, these kind of shapes on his neck. I'm trying to focus my camera properly, but I'm not sure how it really works on the stream on YouTube. And they also go on to his back. And I might have shaped the head a little bit wrong. Let's put the horn up here. And this would be a lot bigger. And right now I know that the horns kind of look like ears, which isn't supposed to be. Let's see. Let's do it more like this. So yeah, I guess that's the best I could do for now. Again, I'm just really quickly doing it because this is not really a proper tutorial. It's just something that you guys can kind of watch me draw. Alright, so I guess that looks about okay. I wouldn't say it looks as accurate as I would like it to be, but it's pretty decent in my opinion. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a lot more live streams. It's just that I've seen a lot of other dinosaur drawing or art channels on YouTube that I saw that actually did a live stream. So I just figured that I would try it out and have a look at how it works, and yeah, so that's the reason why I'm live streaming right now. So I'm gonna stop the stream right here. If you like the stream, leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to subscribe. You're welcome, mate. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, I guess, if I know how to stop the stream. Let's see. I'll try to do it again, but I'm not sure how to stop the stream. Oh,